So, if the incentive states are so great, why are all the major studios still in Los Angeles? Bear with me, I'm just getting my voice back. While it is true that the base of operations for the major studios is still in California, they are shooting an enormous amount of production outside of California. They are shooting an enormous amount in Georgia and in Louisiana and in New Mexico and elsewhere. Internationally, South America, Dominican Republic, there's a ton of production that was in California historically that's just not there anymore. Now, the base of operations is still there, and the cost basis of keeping those operations up still makes sense. But it is not accurate to say that all of the major studios shooting is happening in LA. It's just not true. So there's really like a diaspora of film production from the studios all over the country. What was entirely in California is now just spread out everywhere. But let's explore the question of why a major studio, let's say Sony, right, which owns Columbia and has the Columbia lot in Culver City, why wouldn't they relocate to an incentive state if they can get, basically 20 to 30% off of everything that they're doing? Well, I don't think it's entirely accurate to say that they wouldn't. I think that is a possibility. But the incentives in the U.S. have only been going on for 15 to 20 years. And one of the things that stops major corporations from making a move like this is regulatory stability. They want to know that a state is not going to change its laws or change the regulatory environment before they would make a big decision like that. And state governments do have a pretty well-established history of changing these laws, especially with incentive programs that are as visible as film. Because a film is so well known to the public and it makes such like sexy headlines, it tends to be a highly visible incentive versus other subsidies in each state. That means that legislators are more apt to revisit the legislation and change it, and that change, any kind of change in the regulatory environment, is not good for business because it makes entrepreneurs, it makes the decision makers scared that it's going to change again for the worse. So it would still be a major risk for Sony to relocate and either build or lease new stages in Louisiana or Georgia and relocate all of its employees down there. That's a massive expense if the law might change like next year. So I think they're waiting for stability before a major change happens.